Oh, my younger self. I wish I could go back in time and give her a massive hug and just tell her that it's going to be amazing. It's going to be so good. Where you are now and just sat in this house feeling so lonely and feeling so ill, it's not going to be that way forever, and you will get through it and you will have an incredible life. So I was diagnosed with endometriosis. I genuinely remember coming out of the hospital after the scan when the lady had confirmed the cyst, and it was quite a large cyst. I just sat in my car and I just wept because it took so long, and I've been to so many different doctors and so many different things were going on and there was so much happening that it was just the purest relief to find out that there's something, you know. So it was a long road, but it was the start of getting better. So like we're talking 10-15 years of investigations and different people looking at this and never really knowing what was actually going on. The diagnosis was found through an internal examination, which was an ultrasound. They found a cyst, which then led them to believe that there was other things going on. And then I had the laparoscopy, which confirmed the diagnosis. And by the time I'd got the diagnosis, it was stage 4. I'd started with symptoms really quite early. I think right from the very beginning when my period started, when I was a sort of a young teenager, it always felt quite painful and quite heavy. The symptoms just got progressively worse and worse as I kind of went into my early 20s, coming to a peak really in my 30s. It was impacting my life in so many ways. Like, for example, days out or family events, I would not be able to go because I would be curled up with things attached to me and not being able to leave the house, or feeling embarrassed or ashamed because of very heavy periods that I would be worried that it would show and people would see. So I kind of went very inward and trying to explain it to people, because again, I didn't know that there was an underlying condition. People just thought, why does she always bail, or why is she feeling so down? Like, why can't she just come and be with us? It was a lot to kind of deal with and get my head around, with genuinely a bit of lack of support from the medical profession, because I kept asking for help and and all the symptoms were all very strange. I'd get allergic reactions, which I've since found are part of it. One of the doctors had written on my sheet, hypochondriac. And when I saw that, I was just sort of floored, really, because that kind of makes sense why it did take a long time as well, because if somebody's put that on your record because you're going in with weird and wonderful symptoms and you feel like you're at the doctor's every 5 minutes, and that was the response, that I couldn't get my head around it. I changed doctors and got a female doctor, and I will be forever grateful for her. And that is the point at which we then started to get really into, we're going to find out what this is. So yeah, laparoscopy was a big turning point as well, because they did the ablation where they removed what they could. They removed the cyst, and then that enabled me to start looking at IVF for my little girl. And I feel like I was going through the process just passionately wanting to have a baby. But there was such fear when I first took that test, and she is my life. She's my absolute world. Those 9 months of no periods were amazing. I think, yeah, lots of people when they're pregnant have lots of issues and can be, you know, have morning sickness and stuff, but I didn't have any pain, so I was kind of just loving it. And then afterwards, I kind of said to the doctors, look, I'm on my own, I have a little girl, my history is lots of pain, lots of lying down on the floor. I can't do that. Like, you have to do something. I cannot do that because I need to be present. I need to be able to look after my little girl. And that was the point at which the coil was discussed. One day, it was like magic. My period stopped and I was pain-free. And again, I don't know if it's down to just me having my little girl and just having that sort of, I can't fail, like I can't, and I need to get better, and I need to look after myself. And I think it was just a combination of everything, and the coil had started working, and I have been pain-free. When somebody has shared their story and you realise that you're not alone, that's a key thing for you to start feeling a bit better, because it can be really isolating. What did they do? How did they do that? And it might be different for each person, but just to know that you're not alone. We don't have to live with it. You don't have to live with unbelievably painful periods and staying away from everybody because you're just embarrassed. It doesn't have to be that way, and there are things that can be done. If I could just help one person, if my story, if they listen to any of this and go, oh, that's me, and if they then get the support they need, that would make me light up inside. And the more we band together and share and make our voices heard, the faster we will get to better solutions for this.
Hi, I'm Dr. Samantha Wild, a GP of over 20 years and the Women's Health Clinical Lead at Bupa. I'm very passionate about women's health and especially endometriosis, as it's something that I unfortunately suffered with. So I am really dedicated to ensure that women get the help and support that they deserve. Endometriosis is a condition when the cells that are normally found lining the womb or the uterus that build up each month to prepare for pregnancy are found elsewhere in the body too. So unlike with a normal menstrual cycle, when the cells can break down and be shed if a woman isn't pregnant, these cells break down, but there's no way for them to leave the body, so they can cause local inflammation and scarring, which can lead to pain. Endometriosis is really common. It affects 1 in 10 women, but unfortunately the symptoms can overlap with a lot of other conditions as well. So heavy painful periods and feeling very tired, painful intercourse. And so sometimes these are mistaken for other conditions. We also know that women sometimes don't realise what's normal and what is abnormal, so they don't necessarily come forward to their doctors. And there's often been a problem with doctors misdiagnosing the condition, a lot of medical misogyny, unfortunately. Women can better advocate for themselves by keeping detailed diaries of their symptoms, seeking a second opinion if they have felt misheard, and reaching out to charities such as Endometriosis UK, who can provide a great deal of support. My message to women navigating endometriosis is never to lose hope. There is help and support out there, but it's really important that you advocate for yourself and you keep doing that. Enlist the support of those around you, your loved ones, family, friends, to help you on your journey, and you can lead a very fulfilling life.